Live from Red Zone Weather, this is a severe weather alert.
Numerous severe thunderstorms are happening across the region as of 3:49 a.m. It's a line of strong to severe thunderstorms producing damaging straight line winds, confirmed reports of damage in Clark County, and we also have had reports of baseball-sized hail near Orange Beach over the last hour due to this discrete storm that is now over the Pensacola Metro. Good Saturday morning to you. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, and we have a widespread, significant severe weather event ongoing across South Alabama and Northwest Florida. We're going to get in there and look at all of the data in just a minute, and I want to share some of the viewer photos that we've had sent in from areas near Orange Beach and also near Monroeville over the last little bit. This is an intense line of thunderstorms, to say the absolute least, that extends from northern Monroe County all the way back down to central Mobile County and really back here into Mississippi as well. And this is the main event for this morning. The National Weather Service notes that we actually have some more action developing to our west, and it remains to be seen whether this initial batch of storms will stabilize the atmosphere to the point that storms will begin to fade away a little later this morning. We'll get to that in just a bit, but I do want to work this line first and show you exactly what is happening across the region. Let's first look at a wide view across the state of Alabama. You can see that we do have a big complex of rain that extends all the way here into the northern part of the state, but clearly the bigger issues are in our local area where we have a large severe thunderstorm warning polygon that is in effect basically from areas near Camden all the way back down to Mobile. So again, you're looking at the statewide view. Let's go back to the local radar, and I promise you we're going to get in there and look at some of these dramatic photos that we have had sent in from across the region. But first, let's work the line. We'll start up here in the northern part of the area because again, these storms are loud and proud. And unfortunately, these storms are doing at least some damage. They produce confirmed damage back here along Alabama Highway 154, just to the west of Thomasville. This line of storms did. And so what that means is when you are under a severe thunderstorm warning, you need to be inside. In fact, we've had several local emergency managers message us and folks in the media in our NWS chat system stating that they are requesting folks in this warning to be inside. So again, what that means is if you are at Camden, Vredenburg, Pineapple, McWilliams, areas near Greenville, Forest Home, Georgiana, Starlington, McKenzie, Liefien, Owassa, all of those areas under the gun from damaging straight line winds over the next few minutes as this line of storms continues working its way off to the east. This warning is in effect for 10 more minutes, and so we will get a new severe thunderstorm warning most likely in just a little bit. But this is the northern end of the line. Let's go a bit farther south, and again, this is Monroe County, Conecuh County here. The line has just moved by Monroeville and Beatrice, where we did have a report of pea-sized hail in areas near Mexie and Monroeville out here along the U.S. Highway 84 corridor. Wouldn't be shocked right in through here if we had some hail happening right now near the community of Belleville, also Repton, coming into areas near Evergreen. This is an intense storm producing a lot of lightning. In fact, 490 strikes just in this part of the line over the last 5 minutes. So you're hearing a lot of thunder, probably seeing those flashes of lightning in addition to hearing the very heavy rain on the rooftops. Heavy rain right now extends down into Atmore, Flomaton, Century, also Pineview. About to start raining very heavily near Bruton, East Bruton, back down to Pollard, and also Riverview. We're getting a new warning. Let's see what that's about quickly. All right, and this is going to be a new severe thunderstorm warning, and this is going to include parts of Covington County as well. So let's back out of this and show you this new severe thunderstorm warning. Also Santa Rosa County involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning. So Greenville back over to red level down to Bradley, Roberts, also Milton, Pace, Berrydale, the entirety of the Pensacola Metro. You've also got areas out here near Navarre, Gulf Breeze, anywhere in coastal Alabama. Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, Dauphin Island, Foley, all involved in a severe thunderstorm warning, and that's going to be valid until 5 a.m. Current time is 3:54 a.m. and this line is producing confirmed reports of damage. Let's actually zoom in and continue working this line from north to south. Here's Atmore right in through here. This is Alabama Highway 21. Interstate 65 is right here. Big cluster of heavy rain, possible small hail moving into areas near Flomaton right now. You've also got the line extending down I-65 down in through here, coming into areas like Bay Minette and Perdido. Basically right now, you're hearing very heavy rain most likely, and this is the core of this squall line that continues to work its way across our region. Here's the Mobile Metro and the campus of the University of South Alabama. Mobile Regional Airport is right here on the west side of town, West Mobile, right in through here. Loud and proud thunderstorms that could be producing small hail, really large hail, up to the size of a quarter in size, in addition to gusty winds, perhaps as high as 70 to 80 miles per hour. And so watching this severe thunderstorm warning that it basically includes all of the major population centers along the Alabama coast down in through here. Let's actually go to that storm that's happening now in the Pensacola Metro, because this is the storm that produced baseball-size hail. Yes, baseball-sized hail happened here near Orange Beach, areas near Josephine and Gulf Shores. You can see the reflectivity really ramping up there. Let's watch it again. See this area purple and blue right in through there? That was a large area that produced large hail near the Alabama beaches. And I tell you what, the images that I continue to see on social media are frankly quite surprising for a cell that's so close to the beaches down there. In fact, let's see if I can pull that up for you so that we can get a better vantage point for what these storms are doing. This photo is actually from Alyssa Findley Hart, and we certainly want to thank her for this photo that we're about to pop on the screen. Look at that. So this is Alyssa's hand, I did confirm, and this is tennis ball to baseball size hail. Big hailstone there that happened in Orange Beach about 30 minutes ago. So this is the type of hail that is happening in some of the more intense thunderstorms that are currently moving across our region. We'll go back over to the radar again. That happened in Orange Beach due to that storm that has now lifted off into the Pensacola Metro. Most likely this is not producing baseball size hail now, but it could be producing hail up to the size of, say, a quarter, maybe even larger, up to $half size. And that obviously can still be quite problematic and damage cars and vehicles and things like that. Let's actually zoom out. We'll show you the whole region, because again, we got this new severe thunderstorm warning that has just come on the board for areas near Red Level, the rest of Butler County. All of Escambia County, Alabama is now under a severe thunderstorm warning. So it doesn't matter specifically where you are. In Escambia County, Alabama, you are involved in a severe thunderstorm warning. Same thing in Escambia County, Florida, and Santa Rosa County, Florida. Both of those counties now under the gun from a severe thunderstorm warning. This is not a tornado warning, but on a night like tonight, we are getting reports of damage with this intense bow echo through here. I said bow echo, I meant squall line moving across our region. And I tell you what, the lightning output with this has been prolific. You're seeing the number, here's your strike counter right there. You're seeing numbers as high as 4,000 strikes happening every 5 minutes. And that's from the GLM satellite lightning mapper that we have. Let's pause the radar and show you exactly what's happening right now, because again, this is an intense line of thunderstorms. And by the way, it is hard for me to look down at the comments, but I appreciate all of the rolling storm reports that we have coming in the Facebook Live comments. Keep them coming. We will get to those when the live stream ends. We certainly thank you for all of those comments. And by the way, one thing that's super helpful on a night like tonight, I know it's the middle of the night, it's hard to see what's happening outside, but one thing that is immensely helpful, if your power is out, let us know in the comments below, and you got to tell me where you are. I don't know where you are, and so let us know if your power is out anywhere across the region. By the way, let me say this. If you are from Monroeville back up to Beatrice, over to, let's say, at McGargle, Tensas, Citronelle, points north, points west, this is just rain. And so what that means is if you are in Washington, Clark, Choctaw, Marengo counties, those areas are having rain, some lightning, some thunder, but the more intense storms have now passed to your east. This is the main line of thunderstorms this morning. And let's zoom in here to northern Monroe County. This is going to be Alabama Highway 83 right here that connects Interstate 65 at Evergreen back up to areas near Midway. Midway sits right here. This is going to be Alabama Highway 47 and Alabama Highway 21 that runs from Oak Hill right here in Wilcox County all the way back to Monroeville. And so this is kind of behind the line of storms. But I tell you, along Alabama Highway 83 right there north of Evergreen in Conecuh County, those areas are taking a beating this morning from what could be damaging thunderstorms moving through the area. Let me mention as well, we have not had a tornado warning thus far in our local area. And the threat tonight is more of a damaging straight line wind threat. I had a report from Kayla Meganson in the Midway community back here in Clark County, not to be confused with the Midway community currently under the gun from that line of storms in northern Conecuh and Monroe. Midway back here in Clark had a report of a tree through a trailer, and also her mailbox was destroyed. That was in the Midway community just to the west of Thomasville. So that's the confirmed report of damage that we had a bit ago in northern Clark County. Again, current time, we are now at 4 o'clock a.m. early on this Saturday morning, April 10th. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, tracking an intense squall line of storms. And our plan of action, we're going to hang out here for at least the next 30 minutes or so just to kind of talk you through this, as this is a situation where we have had large hail and quite a bit of damage across our region. Let's zoom into Conecuh and Escambia counties here in Alabama because, again, this is an intense line of storms extending down I-65 right here. You got heavy rain, possibly some small hail happening right now near Flomaton. Let's zoom into that area. Again, you're looking at Escambia County, Alabama. Could have some hail falling near Wolf Log Road, which is right in through here. You've also got Old Highway 31 right here. This is Foshee Road right here. And you're looking in areas in Escambia County, Alabama. This is to the southwest of Bruton. US Highway 31 is here. And so all those areas that I just called out, Foshee, Osaka, Wolf Log, Kego, Pollard, you may have hail up to the size of, say, a quarter over the next few minutes. Again, that's Escambia County, Alabama. Let's zoom out. Also tracking some storms in the Pensacola metro and surrounding areas that could be producing large hail. This is US Highway 29 here, Gonzales, Cantonment. You got the large paper mill there at Cantonment. Could have some large hail falling near that paper mill on the western side of 29. You've also got this storm right in through here. This is just to the north of Oriole Beach, right over the Garcon Point Bridge, south of exit 22 and Interstate 10. So this hail core is moving just like that. That's going to be an issue ultimately for Florida State Highway 87 north of Navarre and south of Milton. That is a core of hail in that thunderstorm moving just like this. Let's actually go over to the iPad product and check on our velocity just to make sure that we are not about to get a tornado warning. Let's kind of work this line from north to south. So just to get your bearings straight, here's your line of storms right here moving like that. And so that's your squall line. I don't see anything in Wilcox, Butler, Monroe, Conecuh, or Escambia County, or coming into Covington or Crenshaw counties that suggests an imminent tornado threat. So that is a good. Let's go down the line a bit and look at the coastal counties. You got Mobile County back here. This is Baldwin. Mobile Bay is right here. Escambia County, Florida. Santa Rosa, Okaloosa there. And so I really don't see anything in this line that would be supportive necessarily of a tornado, but no doubt this is a situation where you probably are having some damaging straight line winds along this line of storms that's currently coming into areas like the Eastern Shore and Spanish Fort. In fact, let's zoom in there. Here's the Mobile Metro. This is the Causeway right in through here and the Bayway Interstate 10. This intense line of storms is coming into Spanish Fort right now. Wind gusts up to 70 and 80 miles per hour possible near the Bluegill, near R&R, near the Battleship, back over to Spanish Fort, down to Daphne, Montrose, and Fairhope over the next little bit. Look at all that lightning. I mean, these storms are producing prolific lightning as they continue working their way to the east. Let's zoom out on the region, across the region, I should say. Bruce Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, walking in. So we certainly want to thank him for being here this morning. I'm going to give you that so that we can start working our magic here as we continue to track this intense line of thunderstorms working its way across South Alabama and Northwest Florida. And by the way, if it feels like I'm repeating myself, there will be some of that because we got folks coming in the stream and going out of the stream. That's the way it works around here. And as of 4:05 a.m., we do not have any active tornado warnings, but we are tracking a prolific line of storms that continues to work its way to the east and southeast. Again, I tell you what, for communities like Pineapple and areas near Forest Home up here in northern Butler County, wouldn't be surprised if this storm is producing perhaps upwards of nickel to quarter-sized hail coming into the western part of Butler County. And let me stress, for communities like Greenville, Georgiana, Starlington, Chapman, and areas here along I-65 and US Highway 31, McKenzie as well here in southern Butler County, you could have hail. And in addition to that, you're looking at a damaging straight line wind risk. I had a report from my cousin, Ellen Gates, who's in Thomasville earlier, who said that the wind with this particular storm coming into Butler County now, when it was back over here in Thomasville, was producing some damage, small tree limbs down and things like that. She said the wind was quite loud as this storm moved by. So again, that's coming into Butler County. Here's Conecuh County. And in about 10 minutes, this thing is going to enter Covington County near Red Level and Brooks, right there north of US Highway 84. You could have some hail up to the size of, say, a quarter coming into areas near Evergreen, back over to McKenzie along US Highway 31. Damaging straight line winds possible in that storm in Conecuh County as well. Let me actually check a few other things here and go to our NWS chat system. All right, we're getting reports from the Monroe County Emergency Management Agency that they have trees down across the county, and they're encouraging folks to stay off the roads. Obviously, what has happened here, we've had a widespread damaging wind situation across Clark and now Monroe counties. Just getting in this report, they are saying that we got trees down across Monroe County. I don't have any pictures to show. It's the middle of the night. 4:07 in the morning, and we're not going to get pictures until the first light of day. Sunrise, by the way, my counter is off, so I don't know what time sunrise is exactly. It happens in the 6 a.m. hour, obviously, but we'll begin to get the pictures in at that point. And so, again, widespread damage, trees down across Monroe County. And what that tells me is this storm coming into Butler and Conecuh counties and ultimately Covington County in about 9 minutes, this is producing damage in the form of trees coming down left and right. Let's go back down the line because, again, this is a situation that is widespread across the region. Squall line extends back down through Escambia County, Alabama, into Baldwin and Mobile counties. This continues to produce quite a bit of lightning. You're seeing upwards of 1,600 strikes just in the last 5 minutes. These are producing loud thunder in some cases, in addition to quite a bit of lightning. It looks like the strongest part of this line is actually happening down here near Union Church and also areas near St. Elmo in southern Mobile County. Here's Dees. This is Interstate 10 right in through here. You got Theodore right here. These storms are going to come into areas near Sunny Cove and also Alabama Port, which is right here on the western shore of Mobile Bay. So if you're near Bellefontaine, Sunny Cove, also Alabama Port, Dauphin Island, Bayou La Batterie, the weather is about to get nasty, loud and proud with these thunderstorms rolling in from the north. I tell you what, that rain where I am in the Bruton area has really picked up over the last few minutes. We're right here in northern Bruton, and it is raining like cats and dogs where we are, hearing some occasional thunder. But clearly the core of this thunderstorm right in through here coming into the greater Bruton area could be potentially producing large hail up to the size of a quarter. And so what that means is if you are in Bruton or areas near Appleton back down to Riverview, please stay off the road. Same thing in East Bruton, Rock Hill, Spring Hill, back over to Boykin along US Highway 29. Please stay off the road. You want to be inside. Treat this like a tornado warning because we got trees coming down, I should say, left and right. Let's go back over to LD2 if we can and show you what's happening across the state. We do have a tornado watch that continues until 8 a.m. for many local counties, all the way back over here into southeast Alabama and the Florida Panhandle. And this is the real deal. This is the main event today in this intense line of thunderstorms that is currently working its way across our region. Take down that banner and let me have a look at what's happening back behind this storm. You see some more storms back here in southern Mississippi. I suspect what's going to happen over the next few hours is you're going to have this intense line of thunderstorms that's now crossing our area. And then I bet what's going to happen is these intense storms back here in Louisiana are going to continue to slide to the southeast, and we'll have just a rain event. In other words, I think what's going to happen, these initial storms are probably going to stabilize the atmosphere to the point where our severe weather risk will go down to 0 after that initial line of storms moves through, and then we'll have rain for several hours, and then later today, by the time we get to the afternoon and evening hours, our weather will be much better. All right, so that's what's happening right now, really across the state in the southern side of the region. In fact, Bruce, if you'll take me back over to LD1, I want to show the current watches and warnings that we have. 4:11 a.m., we don't have any tornado warnings. This is a severe thunderstorm situation where we have had confirmed reports of up to baseball-sized hail in addition to damaging wind gusts that have toppled trees, we know, across parts of Clark and Monroe counties, and I bet that we've had damage in parts of Choctaw, Washington, coming into Conecuh counties, because these storms mean business and they are not letting up at this point. So just looking at the warnings, you got southern Mobile, much of Baldwin, Escambia County, Florida, Santa Rosa, Escambia, Alabama, Conecuh, Butler, involved in a severe thunderstorm warning out ahead of that line. In addition, we do have a tornado watch that continues for basically all our local area. I know that Washington and Clark are not included, but for areas out ahead of that line, that's why we have this ongoing tornado watch that continues across the region. We'll turn the radar back on and look at all that lightning. Man, oh man, intense situation across our region. Let's zoom into southern Santa Rosa County. We've been tracking this thunderstorm as it crossed areas here in Pensacola Bay and East Bay. When it was down here near the Garson Point Bridge, we had a situation where it was likely producing up to dime-size hail. This is coming into areas near Harold and Holt over the next few minutes. Could have some hail in those communities, perhaps near Florida State Highway 87 south of the interstate. 87 runs all the way to the state line, but this is specifically south of I-10, and it looks like the storm up here near Pine Bluff is going to miss Navarre, but we do note that there's another storm down here in the Gulf that's going to come into the Navarre area and areas near Mary Esther and Fort Walton Beach over the next few minutes. No warning out, by the way, for any part of Okaloosa County. So if you're in Okaloosa County, you don't have a warning as of 4:13 a.m., but we are watching this one carefully as it is going to move over Navarre and ultimately move up and through here near Mary Esther and also Fort Walton and Niceville, maybe even Crestview, as these storms continue working just like that. You're hearing loud thunder in the background. Again, we're located in Bruton, Alabama, and this storm coming into areas near our studio means business, no doubt about it. Could have some small hail. By the way, if you hear hail, I want to get some ground truth reports. If you hear it or see it, let me know. And by the way, same thing for you. We want you to be inside, away from windows, keeping you and your family safe. But after the core of these storms pass, if you can step to your porch and get pictures of the hail that is falling in these storms, that would be immensely helpful. But we don't want anyone to risk anything. You got to keep yourself safe. If you're in the core of this severe thunderstorm warning, that is what we prioritize first as this intense line of storms continues pushing off to the southeast. We've got a new mesoscale discussion. That's actually not going to be for our area, coming in from the Storm Prediction Center. Just got a Skywarn report in of pea-sized hail happening near the intersection of Berry Hill and West Spencer Field roads. That's in Pace in southern Santa Rosa County. So we'll zoom into that storm briefly because, again, this is a confirmed report of pea-sized hail happening near Pace associated with this thunderstorm. This is going to be coming into areas near Milton and Point Baker, which is right here along Florida State Highway 87. It splits off right there at the water tower at Point Baker. This becomes Florida State Highway 89. And this storm ultimately could be an issue in the next 5 minutes, really, for areas near Whiting Field and Allentown along 87 right here in Santa Rosa County in Florida. So I tell you what, we're tracking the line of storms, which extends from Greenville and ultimately Bruton down to Bay Minette and Mobile. But these discrete storms out ahead of this main line are producing hail and damaging winds in some cases. So again, we encourage you to be inside, away from windows, if you are involved in this severe thunderstorm warning. A bit of good news to pass along. We got a lot going on this morning. Damage across the region, baseball-sized hail earlier down at Orange Beach, but a bit of good news. If you are in Washington, Clark, Monroe, Wilcox, Marengo, or Choctaw counties, any part of those 6 counties, we can give you a severe weather temporary all clear now that this line of storms has passed through. It remains to be seen whether we're going to have more severe weather issues later this morning, but as of now, I'm giving you a temporary all clear. So if you need to get some sleep in Washington, Clark, Monroe, Wilcox, Marengo, or Choctaw counties, you can do that as long as you got a way to receive warnings. And again, it's not a surefire thing that we're going to have more severe weather later, but that is a possibility. So again, those 6 counties, you can breathe a little bit easier. But what that means is if you are in Butler, Conecuh, Escambia, Alabama, Escambia, Florida, Baldwin, or Mobile counties, those areas are now under the gun from this main line of thunderstorms that has produced damage as it has worked its way across our region. All right, getting a report in from the Weather Service that they are monitoring an area of rotation here in, oh yeah, and there it is, look at that. This is an area of rotation that could be at a potential waterspout over Mobile Bay. And I say potential, that is likely a waterspout just to the east of areas near Sunny Cove and Bellefontaine out over Mobile Bay. They're watching that and they're considering whether they're going to have to issue a tornado warning for parts of Baldwin County as this storm moves east. But what that means, if you know someone in Fairhope, Montrose, Daphne, Point Clear, Magnolia Springs, Silver Hill, putting you on notice that you may have a tornado warning over the next few minutes. So one thing that would be extremely helpful to me is if you're watching this video, if you could tag folks in Daphne, in Fairhope, in areas near Point Clear and the Grand Hotel, Magnolia Springs, Weeks Bay, Silver Hill, Alabama Highway 104, US Highway 98 here in southern Baldwin County. Could have a tornado warning in the next few minutes. So we haven't had tornado warnings thus far, but with a signature like that out over Mobile Bay, probably producing a waterspout, we could have a tornado warning in the next few minutes for parts of Baldwin County. So keep that in mind as we continue to, and you can kind of see that little notch right there on the reflectivity, right in through there. I just about can guarantee, and obviously there's no way to know for sure since it's the middle of the night, but I just about can guarantee there's a waterspout down in the middle of Mobile Bay. In fact, that's pretty near Middle Bay Lighthouse, which is the big lighthouse, beautiful out here in Mobile Bay, as that storm continues working its way to the east. And so knowing that we are probably about to shift into tornado warning coverage, I want to do a reset across the entire area just to give you an update on where we stand, because this is a widespread damaging severe weather event that has transpired this morning. What we know as of 4:18 a.m. is that we have had numerous trees down across much of Monroe County. That confirmed report coming in a bit ago from the county EMA here in Monroe County. Please stay off the roads. That can't be stressed enough. We got damage across the county in terms of trees being down. Same thing in Clark County. We have had numerous reports of trees down, multiple structures damaged in the northern part of the county out here towards Midway. So please stay off the roads in Clark County. Can't be stressed enough. If you're involved in a severe thunderstorm warning this morning, please stay off the roads. I know I say that and it sounds repetitive, but this is one of those situations where these severe thunderstorms mean business. You have been quiet thus far in terms of weather in Crenshaw, in Covington, in Okaloosa counties. Those 3 counties will go under a severe thunderstorm warning over the next little bit. And so Andalusia, Opp, Florala, also areas near Carolina, Luverne, Crestview, Baker, Destin, Fort Walton Beach. Nasty weather incoming. Be prepared for that. You need to be inside. You don't need to be on the roads once you get a warning in those counties. So let's work this line from north to south because, again, we're watching an area of concern in southern, really central Mobile Bay that's going to be coming into areas near Fairhope and Point Clear in Baldwin County that could prompt a tornado warning. But Butler County, right in through here, this line of storms extends from Forest Home down towards Georgiana, Starlington, and McKenzie. No driving is encouraged at this point on Interstate 65 due to this intense storm currently coming into Greenville, Chapman. This ultimately is going to come out here into the eastern side of the county near Daisy, near Okie Streak, which is right here to the south of Greenville, and also ultimately into Crenshaw County. So be aware of that if you're in Butler County. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning does continue basically for the entirety, I should say, of Butler County. And Bruce, we've got a picture that has come in from Walnut Hill that, if you'll give me just a second to get that up, I want to go to that briefly. Again, we're going to work this line from south to north, but I need to show you this. We have a photo from Brandy Pierce, and this is going to be hail at Walnut Hill. If my laptop here will cooperate, I'll be able to get that up and show you. Again, another report, this time from Northwest Florida, of hail. There we go. If you'll take my MacBook full, there's the hail. This is happening in Walnut Hill. And again, this photo is from Brandy Pierce. We certainly thank her for this report. This is what appears to be in the neighborhood of penny to quarter size hail. And I'll be honest, I'm estimating, I don't know that for sure, but that looks to be penny to quarter size hail, and that happened in Walnut Hill just a bit ago. And so we certainly want to thank Brandy for that. Take me back over to LD1. And if I go silent, y'all know the drill. Bear with me. We've got so much information coming in that it is important that I look down and see if we've got any reports of damage. I tell you what, these storms have really done a number across the region in terms of knocking down trees, producing hail. You see any hail outside the we do have hail? What's that? Pea-sized hail. So we're seeing pea-sized hail outside of our studio where I am in Bruton. And again, tracking this line of strong to severe storms that continues to move across our region. Let's go back to that storm in southern Mobile Bay down here and look at that notch right in through here. This is what we look for in squall lines. When we start to see a signature like that, we really have to keep an eye on the data because that suggests that there could be a water spout down. Take me back over to the iPad. We'll look at it on velocity here. So just to get your bearings straight, this is Mobile Bay right here. This is Fort Morgan right there at the tip of my finger. Dolphin Island is right here. You've got the ferry right in through there. Gulf Shores is here. This is Alabama Highway 59. That is US Highway 98. So possible water spout just to the south of Gilliard Island, out near Middle Bay Lighthouse. That's coming into areas near Point Clear and the Grand Hotel, maybe just to the south of there, out towards Barnwell and Magnolia Springs. So again, putting those communities on notice, be ready to implement that tornado safety plan in Barnwell and areas near Magnolia Springs, along US Highway 98 near the Big Bridge, Weeks Bay as well. Looks like this will probably be a bit to the north of Gulf Shores, but if you're in Bon Secour or Foley, this waterspout could hold its strength and prompt a tornado warning for southern Baldwin County. It looks like this is going to pass well to the south of Spanish Fort and probably to the south of Montrose and Daphne. But if you're in Fairhope, especially out here on the, let's say the eastern side of town near the Walmart or Alabama Highway 104 even, from there, point south, I would be ready to get to that tornado-safe place. As again, we continue to track storms as of 4:24 a.m. Take me back over to the reflectivity. Look at this. We've got a little hook echo type thing. This is not a hook echo by classic definition. As we go back over to LD1, please. There we go. But look at that. Right in through there, you see that hook, and that could be a waterspout in Mobile Bay coming into areas near Weeks Bay over the next few minutes. Again, we showed you that picture a moment ago of the hail happening in Walnut Hill. That photo was from Brandy Pierce, and we certainly want to thank her for that. Thank you so much, by the way, for all of these confirmed reports and also photos from across the region. Also, we are seeing more reports actually from Walnut Hill, getting a photo in from Valerie Barnes of hail at Walnut Hill. And also, Bruce, do you have any comments about damage? Seeing anything, any power outages to pass along? It is so helpful. I know it's the middle of the night, but it is so helpful to know if your power is out. Even if it's on, it's helpful to know that. So be sure to leave me a comment in the comments below if you're watching on Facebook Live. That is immensely helpful. And I tell you, this is going to be a night that we remember for a long time because we have hail happening across the region. Yeah, a lot of, he just said there's a lot of hail pictures coming into the comments, and I promise I will get to those once this live stream ends, whenever that is. That may be 9 o'clock for all I know, because we're going to hang out here until much of this line gets over into south central Alabama and northwest Florida. Again, tracking a situation where we have a squall line moving across the region. You know, as a matter of policy, we normally don't come on Facebook Live for severe thunderstorm warnings because, you know, in the middle of summer, you'll get a dime a dozen of these pop-up storms that, you know, it's raining in your location, and then 2 miles down the road, it's sunny and dry. But this is different. This is a squall line that has produced quite a bit of damage, especially back in West Alabama, in Monroe and in Clark counties especially. And so we wanted to come on Facebook Live because we know that a lot of folks are awake. A lot of folks this time of year, being that it's severe weather season, have severe weather anxiety. And we want to be here for you every step of the way, especially if we've got damage going on across the region. So let's work this line again, starting in the north. Heavy rain coming into Greenville and areas near Chapman along US Highway 31. Here's Conecuh County. And this cluster of thunderstorms is going to come into Covington County near Red Level and also near Gant Lake and Andalusia over the next 20 minutes. And so if you're in Andalusia, your weather so far has been pretty calm, but it's about to take a turn for the worse with a severe thunderstorm moving in from the west that could potentially down a few trees and also bring some hail as well. I see kind of a ramp up here on reflectivity. We'll zoom into that. That spot right in through here, this is out over open timberland north of Kirkland, but we know that people live out here, and I tell you what, that core of what could be hail is coming into areas near Elk Pond and the Conecuh County Highway 6 corridor. This is Castleberry here. This is US Highway 31. Could have some large hail coming into areas near Elk Pond, Johnsonville, Jay Villa, Nymph, and also Brooklyn here in southern Conecuh County as this continues moving just like that. So large hail possible in southern Conecuh County as that storm continues working its way to the east. Here's western Escambia County, Alabama. It is raining like cats and dogs, and that may be an understatement. In communities like Atmore back over to Waubee, this is that main line of storms moving through. And there's a lot of lightning in here. You see kind of the lightning icons in through here near Porch and also near Freemanville coming into areas. You got the community of Sardine. Stanley Crossroads is right here as well. This is Atmore. You got US Highway 31 right here. This is US Highway 21. And we don't see any particular signature in through here that would suggest an enhanced threat in through here with this severe thunderstorm warning, but there's no doubt you are involved in this severe thunderstorm warning, and we want you to be inside and off the roads if you are in Atmore. Let's go down into Baldwin County. This is the central part of Baldwin County. This is Baldwin. Back behind is Mobile County. This is US Highway 31. Interstate 10 is right here. And you could have small hail and damaging winds, perhaps up to 70-mile-per-hour gusts coming into areas near Fairhope, Silver Hill, Robertsdale, Loxley, Gateswood, and also ultimately Seminole and areas near the RV parks down near Buc-ee's, the new Buc-ee's, which is the large gas station. Buc-ee's, let's get our bearings straight. This is Alabama Highway 29. Interstate 10 is right here. Buc-ee's sits right here near Rosenton. And so near those areas, gusty winds, perhaps capable of downing a few trees, will be possible. I see we've got a new statement from the Weather Service, and this is actually going to be for Okaloosa County. This is not a warning yet, but you could have some small hail imminently near Mary Esther and Fort Walton Beach. This is southern Okaloosa County. That core right in through there associated with this thunderstorm could be producing hail moving just like that, basically going to parallel Choctawhatchee Bay in through here. Destin is right here. This is Niceville. Eglin Air Force Base is in through here. The Valparaiso Airport, which I believe is branded as the Fort Walton Beach Destin Airport, is right here. Duke Field is part of Eglin. You got 85, Florida State Highway 85 that connects Crestview down to Destiny. You don't want to be traveling on that road with this storm coming in. Let's go back to our main line of storms. As we reach kind of the southern flank of this, again, we're watching this suspicious little area out over Mobile Bay coming into Barnwell. And tell you what, take me back over to the iPad because, yeah, there's a signature in through here that could be producing a water spout, and we will know in a matter of moments whether the Weather Service is going to choose to trigger a tornado warning at the insanely early hour of 4:31 a.m. on this Saturday morning. I'm meteorologist Spence Megginson. It is Saturday, April the 10th, 2021, and it is severe weather season, no doubt about it, as we are tracking a line of thunderstorms. We'll keep our eyes on that signature, and we'll let you know in the next few minutes if we get a tornado warning. That would be, by the way, for southern Baldwin County. I imagine if they choose to issue the polygon, it's going to look something like that. And so, again, I don't issue warnings. Let me make that abundantly clear. I do not issue warnings. I don't want to issue warnings. But I'm just telling you, you may get a tornado warning over the next few minutes in southern Baldwin County, near Foley, near Weeks Bay, near the Large Bridge, Magnolia Springs, over the next few minutes. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Let's go back over to LD1 while I check a few other things. If we can do that, please, sir. Thank you. And I tell you, I see the comments rolling in left and right, and we're keeping an eye on those, but it is so helpful to have viewer reports across the region. Just checking our NWS chat feed to see what we've got going on from the Weather Service. Yeah, and I see just numerous reports of hail coming in across the region. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning to tell you about. This is going to be valid as of about 3 seconds ago, and you're hearing that warning come on. Let's see if we get a new polygon popping up on our big radar system in just a second, because this is going to include, I suspect, all of Covington. Yeah, there it is. So we got a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be for Butler, Crenshaw, and Covington counties. So let's take down the banner and kind of work this, because we will show you first who is involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning. If I call you out, you are now involved in a severe thunderstorm warning, which means damaging straight line winds and large hail up to the size of a quarter, maybe even larger, will be possible. Luverne, Brantley, Andalusia, Gant, Strawn, Opp, Libertyville, Antioch, also Carolina, Rome, Florala, Red Oak, Green Bay, Oneida, also areas out near Gant and Clearview involved in a new severe thunderstorm warning. This also does include Butler County, Greenville, Georgiana, Chapman, McKenzie, also areas near Okie Streak and Pigeon Creek involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning. That one is going to be valid until 5:30 a.m. So again, watching this severe thunderstorm warning now in progress for Covington County. Could have large hail and damaging straight line winds. As of 4:34 a.m., we have no active tornado warnings, but unfortunately that really doesn't matter because we have had widespread damage across South Alabama, and so far we've had some hail reports in Walnut Hill in Northwest Florida. But with this signature in terms of the line of storms in through here, I wouldn't be shocked if we had more damage reports in terms of trees coming down and things like that over the next few hours as this storm continues working its way to the southeast. And again, let me stress, on a night like tonight and this morning now, I would treat a severe thunderstorm warning like a tornado warning. In fact, I want to put up the graphics if we can of what we do during a tornado warning because, again, I want you to be in your safe place. There's just no excuse for that. It's the middle of the night. Nobody should be out traveling on the roads. Let's go to the graphics if we can, please, sir. Because, again, we want you to be on the lowest floor of a site-built structure away from windows and doors. You know, in a severe thunderstorm warning, I don't particularly advise folks to wear a helmet, but if that's something you want to do, that certainly is the course of least regret. Most of the injuries that we see in severe thunderstorms and tornadoes happen because of head trauma. And so if you want to wear a helmet in a situation like this, I promise you, I'm not going to fault you. I think it's a great idea. You want to be near the center of your house, away from windows. And again, that's what we do not only in tornado warnings, but in situations like this where we have widespread damage happening because of severe thunderstorms across our region. Let's go back over to LD1 and continuing to watch that area of concern in southern Baldwin County coming into Weeks Bay. But so far, and this is good news, no tornado warning as of 4:36 a.m. We'll zoom in, though, to Mobile and Baldwin counties, along with Escambia County in Florida. I've had several pictures over the last few minutes come in from areas near Walnut Hill and also Brat in the northern part of Escambia County in Florida. This is that main line of thunderstorms currently moving through. And the good news is it looks like folks in Atmore and Perdido are now basically behind that main line of thunderstorms. Same thing at Bay Minette. Those three communities, the weather is about to get better. Rain and storm is going to continue, but the severe weather threat will lessen somewhat after the passage of this initial line of thunderstorms. Yeah, and I see several reports of hail happening in southern Conecuh County. We'll go up there quickly. All right, so just to set your scene here, this is southern Conecuh County. US Highway 31 is right here. This is Conecuh County Highway 6. L Pond is right here at that intersection right there under my finger. That's where the L Pond Church of Christ is. Just to the west of there, you've got Cedar Creek. If you're familiar with that area, I go through this area quite a bit, going to Andalusia a lot. You know that Conecuh County Highway 6, you got that old timber bridge over Cedar Creek. If you live near there, you probably have hail up to the size of, say, peas or a dime falling in that area. Same thing at Nymph and also Johnsonville, which is right here. Thinking about Johnsonville, what always comes to my mind is that February 15th, 2016 tornado. It was an EF1 that happened there in Johnsonville. We don't have a tornado warning, by the way, for any part of the local area as of 4:38. But anytime I see Johnsonville, I think about the horrible damage that happened there to the fire station Fortunately, now it's rebuilt, and better than ever. But that area could be under the gun from large hail right now as that continues to move out into areas near Mount Union, Paul. You also got the community right here called Melrose. Could be having hail over the next few minutes. Let's go to our storm down here in Okaloosa County, and I tell you, that also could be producing some small hail. This is Fort Walton Beach right here. Destin is here. This is going to be the main drag, which is US Highway 98. This is Eglin Air Force Base land. You're looking at southern Okaloosa County here. This is southern Walton County. Santa Rosa Beach is right there. Sandestin is here. This is Choctawhatchee Bay. You got Mid-Bay Bridge right there. And so, again, watching a situation where you could have small hail in southern Okaloosa County. No warning on that as of now. And tell you what, let me actually go to the Eglin radar site on the iPad. I want to have a look at that and see how that storm looks from a closer vantage point, just to see if we have anything suspicious. I'm kind of surprised that there's not a warning out on that, to be frank. But nonetheless, what I would tell you is if you are in southern Okaloosa County specifically, certainly be inside, away from windows. Niceville, Fort Walton Beach, Destin, also communities like Wright. Also in through there, you've got Ocean City, near the airport, VPS, Valparaiso, Fort Walton Beach, Destin Airport. You need to be inside, off the roads. Could have large hail up to the size of, say, a nickel in through here, maybe even larger. Again, no formal warning out on that, but there certainly is a signature that would support large hail. Let's go back to our storms in southern Mobile County. Here's Dauphin Island right here. This is very heavy rain. Torrential downpours happening in southern Mobile County. Maybe some small hail in through here as well, near Bayou La Batre, coming back over to Grand Bay along Interstate 10. And the good news is this is going to clear out of Mobile County probably in about 30 minutes or so. I do see some other storms back behind our main line of storms, but these are below severe limits. This is Jackson County, Mississippi. This is Harrison County. So again, these storms below severe limits. And look, it looks to me like the northern extent of this line continues obviously to push into Crenshaw and Covington counties, but you can kind of see this doesn't look as defined as it once did when it was back here in Clark and Monroe counties, when we know that numerous communities had damage in terms of trees coming down left and right. So again, maybe that is a bit of positive news, but again, you're under a severe thunderstorm warning in all parts of Covington and Crenshaw counties. So we encourage you to remain off the roads and be inside. With that said, the southern extent of the line looks better than it ever has, coming in through two highly populated counties here in South Alabama and really Northwest Florida as well. You see that signature we were watching out over Mobile Bay right in through there. That has now moved over Weeks Bay. Let's actually go over to the iPad, please, sir, and check that out, because this is not what it once was, which is a good thing, and that's why the Weather Service chose not to trigger a tornado warning. In fact, let's watch it right in through there. We'll loop this again, and watch my hand right there. You can see that signature. That has broadened out, and there's no clear-cut indication of a waterspout or a tornado. So that is a good thing, as this storm is producing gusty winds in southern Baldwin County, but it is likely not producing a tornado. Let's go back over to LD1. And again, I know that it is inconvenient, it is uncomfortable, it is not fun to be involved in one of these warning polygons tonight, but what we are telling you is if you are involved in a severe thunderstorm warning, we encourage you to treat it like a tornado warning. Why? Because we have had so many reports of large hail. We've had so many reports of damaging straight line winds, producing confirmed damage, trees coming down left and right, particularly across inland areas of southwest Alabama, that if you're involved in one of these orange polygons, we need you to be inside, away from windows right now. Here's a current look at the watch warning map as of 4:43 a.m. just to call out some of the counties involved. Much of Mobile, Baldwin, all parts of Escambia and Santa Rosa counties in northwest Florida involved in a severe thunderstorm warning. Also, all parts of Covington, Crenshaw, Butler, and Conecuh counties, in addition to much of Escambia, parts of Monroe, and Wilcox under a severe thunderstorm warning. I'm going to pause for just a second and ask our wonderful executive producer, Bruce Thompson, have you seen any notable comments? I know we got damage reports coming in and hail reports, and we appreciate those, but anything that you can see that's worth, I shouldn't say worth passing along, because all these reports are worth passing along, but notable in your opinion? Okay, so yeah, rain, wind, power out, and that, again, that's helpful. I know you may not think it's helpful. It's helpful. Let us know if your power is out and where you are specifically. You may even have some of the electrical companies, EREC, Baldwin EMC, Alabama Power, and others watching this feed, and that may be helpful to them. That has happened in the past with our live video coverage. Some of these power companies have been watching our feed, and they've been able to discern where power is out, and thus helping to get it on in a more timely fashion. So that is certainly helpful to know if your power is out. Let us know in those comments below. I see something on our Velocity product here. Just got a report in from the Weather Service. Let me read this verbatim to you because this is going to be a confirmed report of damage. Seeing 2 homes that have partially missing roofs. That happened at about 2:54 a.m. in Thomasville. So we know of at least 2 more homes that are partially missing roofs, and also they're saying more homes on the eastern side of Highway 43 right in through here in Clark County. In fact, let's zoom in while I'm talking about that. This is US Highway 43. This is northern Clark County here. Wilcox County is here. That's Monroe. That is Marengo. Back behind me is Choctaw County. So again, this is Thomasville 43, 154 right here. Roy Waite, he is the Rockstar EMA director over there in Clark County. He does a tremendous job. He's a nice guy too, and he is reporting that we have confirmed damage out here on the eastern side of Thomasville. So again, those reports coming in from Roy Waite at the EMA over in Thomasville. Do you see that flickering? Oh, not on there. Okay, that's good, because it certainly is flickering on my end. Let's actually go back to our storm in southern Baldwin County. I'm seeing a few notches there. In fact, you know what, Bruce? Take me over to the iPad. I'll tell you what, this is really ramped up in a hurry. Let's look at that. Wow, that is arguably the best defined area of rotation that I have seen all night. This is in southern Baldwin County, and this is actually over on the eastern side of Highway 59, coming out into areas near Seminole in southern Baldwin County. Go back over to LD1, and I'll be able to show you this on reflectivity too. So again, you're looking at southern Baldwin County. This line right here is Interstate 10. This is going to be US Highway 90 right in through there that runs from Robertsdale back over to Seminole, and we encourage everyone in Seminole to be ready for a possible tornado warning, because again, this is an area of concern that we're tracking in this larger line of thunderstorms that continues to work its way to the east. So again, putting you on notice in Seminole, also just across the line out here in Beulah. If you're in Beulah, you need to be ready to get to that tornado safe place, because again, watching a storm that could be ramping up and potentially about to produce a tornado there in southern Baldwin County. Let's look at the other area of concern we were watching in southern Baldwin. Here's Foley. This is Alabama Highway 59. US Highway 98 is here. And this area near Weeks Bay remains broad. There's just nothing there in terms of an imminent tornado threat back here in the southwestern flank of Baldwin County. So that's good. Now, don't get me wrong. You may have damaging straight line winds, but with this signature, I don't see anything specific that would suggest an imminent tornado risk in southern Baldwin County on the on the southern side of Weeks Bay. So that's a good thing. But again, tracking this storm basically right over Elsinore, coming into Seminole, ultimately going to affect Bellevue and Beulah. That is mighty, mighty suspicious. So we'll keep our eyes on that over the next few minutes. Let's go to the wide view across the region. 4:48 a.m. and I know that it's early, man. I mean, it is ridiculously early for all this to happen. One of the questions I get a good bit is, why do all these storms happen in the middle of the night? I can't tell you how many times I get that question. And, you know, it's interesting. We'll do a post about this at some point, but the data shows that most tornado warnings across our local area, believe it or not, they actually happen between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. in the evening. So I know it seems like we have a lot of severe weather events that happen in the overnight hours, but most tornado warnings actually happen in the heat of the day from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. The data for severe thunderstorm warnings, by the way, is kind of similar. Probably kind of skewed a little bit by the fact that we have so much heat content in the summertime around here. That's a story for another day. Again, we got a very serious situation with numerous storms traveling across our region. Basically, the heavier part of this line extends from Bruton all the way back down to Dauphin Island. And I'll tell you what, these storms over in Andalusia really have cranked up the lightning output over the last little bit, I should say. We'll zoom in there quickly. This is northern Covington County. This is US Highway 84 right here. US Highway 29 is right here that runs from Brantley, Dozier, by Gant Lake and the community of Gant down into Andalusia, basically right by Heath and Strawn. And if you're in any of those areas that I just called out, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning that does continue until at least 5 o'clock. And you could have hail up to the size of a quarter in addition to damaging straight line winds coming into those areas, mainly on the north side of Andalusia. Andalusia points north out towards Gant Lake. You got the Gant Lake Dam right here. You got Point A Dam right here at River Falls, and areas coming back down to Carolina. All of those areas had very heavy rain and quite a bit of lightning, but clearly the threat of damage at this point in Covington County seems to be maximized across the northern part of the county, north of Andalusia. This is also going to be coming into areas near Rose Hill, Antioch, and Strawn over the next 10 minutes or so. So again, that's Covington County. Let's go back to our line of storms. And we're looking at, again, the core of this heavy rain extending from Bruton down to Flomaton, Pollard. You've also got areas near Bluff Springs, Century, Walnut Hill, Bratt, back down to areas here near Loxley, Fairhope, Weeks Bay, Magnolia Springs, extending down to Alabama Port, Sunny Cove, also areas near Bellefontaine and Dauphin Island. That's where your main line of thunderstorms is as of 4:51 a.m. And let me just say again, for folks that may be just waking up, I suspect after 5 o'clock we're going to get a big influx of more viewers waking up. It is so helpful to let us know if you have had damage, hopefully not, or if your power is out. It is immensely helpful to know if your power is out. Please let us know in the comments below. That is always immensely helpful, not only for me, but also some of the power companies also occasionally watch our feed to restore power, and so that is certainly helpful to know. Let's go back over to LD2 and let me show you the wide view across the region. We've been talking about this really over the last few days, and Saturday morning is what we advertised. And that came true with this line of strong to severe thunderstorms causing damage and moving across our region. The big question mark is, will we have more storms after we get through this initial line of storms that now is moving across our region? The answer to that question is probably not. Yes, we could have isolated severe storms perhaps, but like I said about an hour ago, I think is when I said this, you know, what's happening here, these storms are stabilizing the atmosphere somewhat. Maybe not completely, but somewhat. And it looks like this line of storms currently working through our area is going to move into southeast Alabama and the Florida Panhandle region, basically Santa Rosa Beach, Panama City, Port St. Joe, ultimately Tallahassee. And then you see these storms back here over Louisiana and also southern Mississippi. Those, it looks like, are going to continue to ultimately move off to the south. And back behind all these storms, you've got heavy rain. But that's a good thing. We want heavy rain behind the storms to continue to stabilize the atmosphere. Again, the good news is, regardless of if we have more storms later this morning, all this mess is going to be out of here by the time we get to lunchtime and maybe a bit thereafter. And so by the time we get to this evening, I expect maybe even some sunshine across the region. Clouds will probably stick around into the afternoon hours. We've got a new severe thunderstorm warning to tell you about, and this is going to be for northwest Florida, in addition to Covington County. So let's go back over to LD1. The warning you're hearing there is this new severe thunderstorm warning. And this is going to be for all parts of Escambia County, Florida, Okaloosa, Santa Rosa, part of Baldwin, and also Covington counties. In fact, there it is. It just popped up. So what that means is, if you are in one of our northwest Florida counties, Escambia, Santa Rosa, or Okaloosa, does not matter specifically where you are involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning that is valid until 5:45 a.m. And I tell you what, one good thing with all this, it's not good obviously to have damage, but it's good that these storms are going to get out of here most likely by 7 a.m. You know, the timeline that we advertised last night was basically from 2 a.m. to 10 a.m., and these storms chose to move by at the earlier time. And so 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. looks like it's going to be the 5-hour window for these stronger line of storms to move across our region. And again, watching these severe storms moving off to the southeast, let's actually work the line from south to north this time as we continue to hang out. Thank you to all the folks watching on the Facebook side of things for all of the ongoing storm reports, photos of hail, and also generalized, power outage reports. Those are so helpful. Keep them coming. I know for folks in Northwest Florida, so far, your weather has been okay, generally speaking, but it's about to get nasty with this line of thunderstorms moving in from the northwest. But again, let's start down here on the southern side and work it to the north. Here's Dauphin Island. Lots of lightning. In fact, I would say across our entire region that lightning is at its worst in areas near the Mississippi Sound and Dauphin Island. So again, Dauphin Island back over to Fort Morgan, areas near Gulf Highlands, coming over into Gulf Shores, line of storms going to move in just like this. Same thing at Orange Beach. I know you had baseball-sized hail earlier in Orange Beach, and we'll show you that photo in just a little bit. But again, more storms coming into Orange Beach over the next 20 minutes or so. No driving at this point on Perdido Beach Boulevard, which is the main drag of Orange Beach, all the way back over to Fort Morgan. Let's go back over to our storm here in central Baldwin County. Possible hail up to the size of a quarter, in addition to damaging straight line winds coming into areas near Seminole and Molino. Haven't called you out yet, calling you out now. You could have hail and also damaging winds. Same thing at McDavid, McKinnon, Jay, Florida, right here, Mount Carmel. The worst of the weather is starting. Same thing at Brownsdale. Same thing at New York, here in central Santa Rosa County. Big time storms moving in from the west. That's why the severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. Heavy rain does continue right now in the greater Bruton area. Another round of heavier rain about to move in. We had pea-sized hail about, 20 minutes ago here at our Red Zone Weather studio where we are in Bruton, Alabama. Could have some more hail over the next little bit. In the greater Bruton area, points north out County Highway 49, which is Appleton Road, back here to London, also Appleton, Sandcut. Hail possible over the next few minutes. Here's Covington and Conecuh counties. Heavy rain, lots of lightning coming into areas here near Gant Lake. This is coming into Crenshaw County as well. You've also got a possible core in that thunderstorm that could be producing hail coming into Brantley right now along the U.S. Highway 331 corridor. Luverne sits right there. Severe thunderstorm warning, large hail possible there as well. So again, that's your line of storms that's currently working its way across the region. That rain rate where we are in Bruton has really picked up over the last few minutes. You see any hail falling out there, Bruce? None right now, so that's a good thing. But again, these storms mean business. We've had, damage left and right in terms of trees down, hail up to the size of baseballs, which I've been doing this for a while, several years, 5 years. And in my, I guess you could say, short 5-year tenure, I have never seen baseball-sized hail so close to the Gulf of Mexico. Take my MacBook full and we'll show you. This is the type of hail that we have had tonight. That is the hand of Alyssa Findlay Hart, and we certainly want to thank her for this photo. This was tennis ball or baseball-sized hail. And when you start getting hail like that, man, that's some serious stuff. You know, in fact, I think Alyssa, if you'll take me back over to LD1, I believe she actually sent me some information about the damage that transpired there in Orange Beach. Again, that was the hail that happened about 2 hours ago, not associated with this main line of storms. I'm trying to see what the situation. Yeah, she said that seeing several reports here that we had cars damaged in Orange Beach due to this tennis ball sized hail. And again, a night that we are going to remember for quite some time due to hail and also damaging straight line winds. Yeah, busted car windshields. That's the type of hail that's happening in some of the storms tonight. So this is, a classic case study that even when we don't have tornado warnings, sometimes you'll get these intense squall lines that move across our region that can produce intense damage. And I apologize, it is now 5 a.m. here in the Central Time Zone. That actually was my wake-up alarm. But obviously we've been awake for quite some time as we have an ongoing severe weather event that continues across our region. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside executive producer Bruce Thompson. It's been a long night and it's not over yet. We have had numerous reports of hail. We've had numerous reports of damaging winds, toppling trees, several structures damaged in parts of Clark County, Alabama. But we want to focus on the line as it stands right now. For those of you that are just waking up, we have numerous counties under a severe thunderstorm warning as of 5 a.m. We'll start at the southern flank of the line and work our way to the north, because again, you could have hail, damaging straight line winds happening at Dauphin Island, extending back over to Fort Morgan. Also areas near Foley along Alabama Highway 59. These storms continue across parts of Baldwin County. This is US Highway 90 right here. Could have some large hail coming into areas near Seminole, Beulah, Bellevue. This ultimately is going to be an issue for the Pensacola Metro. So I realize it's been quiet over the last 30 minutes near Pensacola and in the Pensacola Metro, but you could have some hail falling over the next, say, 30 minutes as this storm moves across the Pensacola Metro. Doesn't matter, by the way, specifically where you are in Pensacola, whether you're on the west side of town at NAS and Warrington, maybe on the east side of town at Scenic Highway, doesn't matter. This whole area is about to be blasted by this severe thunderstorm capable of producing gusty winds and also large hail. Here's the northern part of the storms in northern Escambia County, Florida, extending into Santa Rosa County, just now coming into Santa Rosa County from Jay back down to areas near Brownsdale, New York, almost to Chumuckla. So if you're in Chumuckla and areas out on the northern side of Pace, really the western side of Pace, 5 points in that area, this squall line is about to move in. Same thing up here in the northern part of this squall line that has now moved into Covington County and Opp. Very heavy rain happening across Covington County. The most intense part of this segment of the line of storms is happening near Andalusia, near Strawn, also coming into areas near Gant and Luverne. So again, very heavy rain along US Highway 29 there as well. Getting a report from Deborah Dawkins of 20 to 25 mile per hour winds out ahead of the main line of storms, and that was at Wahoo Stadium, which is in Pensacola, the Pensacola Wahoos there. That's downtown Pensacola. So again, Deborah is reporting 20 to 25 mile per hour winds out ahead of this line of storms. So again, here's your line of storms. This is southern Escambia, Florida. Wahoo Stadium is right there. Deborah Dawkins is right there looking back into this thing, and she's reporting 20 to 25 mile per hour winds. So I wouldn't be surprised, even out ahead of this line of storms, in Gulf Breeze, in Pensacola Beach, in areas near Mulat, Garson Point, also Navarre, those areas, wind going to pick up probably out ahead of that main line of storms. Let's go back over to the iPad. We continue to observe tiny areas on radar just like that. This is Alabama Highway 59. You're looking at southern Baldwin County. We've switched from the reflectivity back over to the velocity view. And anytime you see a dot on the screen that looks like that on this particular view in a situation like this, that lets us know that there could potentially be some broad rotation, at bare minimum, a heightened area of wind in this severe thunderstorm. And that area is just north of Gulf Shores out toward Jack Edwards Airport. So if you live near Jack Edwards Airport, just know could have gusty winds in through there over the next few minutes. I see that we've got a storm report actually from Okaloosa County. Let's go back over to LD1. We'll put this in motion. There was not a warning out on this at the time, but we talked about this in the live stream. That storm right there produced quarter-size hail at Fort Walton Beach. So these storms, in terms of the hail threat, seem to really be maximized not only in the main line of storms that we've been tracking, but also in these discrete isolated storms. This has not been a tornado threat, but it has produced now confirmed reports of quarter-size hail in Fort Walton Beach. And so watching those storms now over in Walton County, long gone from Fort Walton. Again, this main line of thunderstorms continues to slide to the southeast. Let's actually look across the region. And again, back behind me, this is southern Mississippi. This is kind of squall line number 1, if you will, working its way across our local area in South Alabama and Northwest Florida. But they're having some rough weather back here in Mississippi and Louisiana as well. In fact, I see that Metro New Orleans is now under a severe thunderstorm warning due to the potential for large hail and damaging straight line winds up to 70 and 80 miles per hour. So again, that's Metro New Orleans. I know we got a lot of folks with interest back here in areas near Slidell and New Orleans. That storm over Lake Pontchartrain now is going to move into the Metro of New Orleans and potentially cause trees to come down, just like what has happened across our local area. Again, this is not a tornado situation. We have had no tornado warnings tonight, but we have had damage, and that is why we've come on Facebook Live and we've stayed on Facebook Live to bring you the very latest. Just getting in a new picture, and let's see if we can take that full shortly. This is going to be from Stephanie Browder. This is the hail that happened in Fort Walton Beach. Let's take that full. My MacBook, please. Thanks to Stephanie Browder, that is the size of the hail that happened in Fort Walton Beach. That looks to be about, what would you say, a dime or so? That's about dime-sized hail happening, about 30 minutes ago in Fort Walton Beach. So we certainly want to thank Stephanie Browder for that photo. Let's go back over to LD1. There we go. And I'm like 20 messages behind in terms of these hail photos. Let's go back to my MacBook, please. Here's another one. This is hail that happened in This happened in Walnut Hill, Florida, as this main line of storms moved through about 20 minutes ago. This one is going to be from Valerie Barnes. That is pea-sized hail, maybe up to dime size. This is smaller hail than the baseball-sized hail that happened earlier down around Orange Beach. But again, hail seems to be the number one story tonight in terms of hail and also damaging winds. Let's go back over to LD1. Again, continuing to track a line of strong to severe thunderstorms. And I say strong, these are all severe. They are all producing at least some hail in addition to a significant damaging wind risk. And, one thing I haven't done in quite some time, let's talk about who gets a severe weather temporary all clear. And I say temporary, I'm not comfortable giving out a final all clear just yet. We got to make sure that these storms back over Mississippi are going to for sure move to the southeast. And look, I think they will. I really do. I believe that they will. But y'all know how I am. I'm cautious. We live by the course of least regret around here. And so I say that to say we're going to give a temporary severe weather all clear with the understanding that we may have some more strong storms a bit later this morning. Probably won't happen, but it may. I can't completely rule that out. So if I call you out, you get a temporary all clear. Rain, storm's going to continue, but you can go to sleep and know that your severe weather risk has ended, at least for now. Chatham, Thomasville, Grove Hill, Jackson, Monroeville, Beatrice, Uri, McGargle, Mexie, Evergreen, also areas near Atmore, Bay Minette, Mobile, Pritchard, Saraland, Satsuma, also areas out here near the Mobile Regional Airport, Baker High School, Citronelle, Mount Vernon, McIntosh, Camden, Butler, also areas near Leffian. All those areas that I just called out, you can go to sleep right now. There's nothing to worry about in terms of imminent hazards. I realize you got thunder, you got lightning, you got, heavy rain, but the imminent severe weather risk is now to your east. And that's why we have these ongoing polygons that continue. The word polygon, that's often associated with tornado warnings, but we also have severe thunderstorm warnings that are issued by these polygons. And the good thing about polygons, we can include folks who are involved in a danger zone, and we leave folks out who are not. And so right now, if I call you out, you are involved in an active severe thunderstorm warning polygon, which means you need to be off the roads, you need to be inside. I would be away from windows based on the setup tonight. We've had quite a bit of damage. So again, if I call you out, severe thunderstorm warning. Pensacola, Milton, Pace, Crestview, Andalusia, Opp, Florala, Carolina, Greenville, Luverne, also Fort Walton Beach, Niceville, Destin, also areas near Navarre, Pensacola Beach, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, Perdido Key, Bellevue, Beulah, Seminole, Molino, all involved in a severe thunderstorm warning, and those are going to be valid until at least 5:45 a.m. Let's look at the lightning output, and we are seeing in the neighborhood, still very high lightning with this storm in terms of the total lightning strikes. Look at that. Upwards of 3,200 strikes in the last 5 to 10 minutes. That is a lot of lightning. We have had a lot of lightning tonight with these storms as they continue to move to the southeast. And look, most of the lightning is right in through here, associated with this squall line that extends basically from Appleton and Bruton and East Bruton all the way back down to Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, and Dauphin Island. That's kind of your corridor where you've got the greatest potential for damaging straight line winds. By the way, let me not fail to mention we have a new severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Coffee and Geneva County. Here's Coffee. You got Enterprise and Elba right here. Geneva, Sampson involved in a new severe thunderstorm warning, and that's going to be valid, I believe, until 6:15. So 6:15 a.m. Main line of storms now crossing out of Covington into Coffee and Geneva County. So if you know someone there, let them know. Severe thunderstorm warning is in effect. Let's go down to the southern side of our storm, and we'll work this from north to south. Again, keep the pictures coming. We certainly appreciate all of the hail photos. And I tell you, I'm so behind in terms of these photos. I promise we will get to those in a little bit. But let's work the line, and then we'll come back to the photos that I continue to receive. Thanks so much for all the ground truth reports. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I know I sound repetitive, but we got to keep talking for folks who are coming in the live stream that may just be waking up. You are under a severe thunderstorm warning in southern Baldwin County, Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, Foley, Alberta, areas near Seminole, Lillian, Josephine, also areas near Gulf State Park, also Gulf Shores, Gulf Highlands, Fort Morgan. All those areas, damaging straight line winds, imminent, if not happening already, as this line of storms moves through. We'll go up to Santa Rosa County because it is now raining very heavily near New York. Could have some small hail right in through here, coming into Berrydale. That's also near Fidelis, which is right here along Florida State Highway 87. This is Florida State Highway 89. That is Florida State Highway number 4 in northern Santa Rosa County. These storms are going to come into areas near Five Points, Point Baker, Whiting Field, Pace, and Milton over the next few minutes. We'll go into Escambia County in Alabama. Severe weather risk has come to a close for now in Atmore, Porch, Huxford, Pineview, even Flomaton and Wolf Log. You are now back behind this advancing line of storms, and I can give you a temporary all clear. Core of the storm is now right over Bruton, and this is going to be coming into areas near Boykin, Dixie, Holmesville, Damascus, Alaflora, Roberts, Bradley, and the Escambia County Highway 4 corridor, which is the Parker Bridge and the eastern part of the county. So all those areas going to have quite a bit of heavy rain, lots of lightning, maybe small hail as this continues moving in. Same thing, by the way, at Sellersville. Sellersville is a tiny community right in through here. This is Travis Road, this is Fuquay Road. Sellersville is right here, that basically straddles the state line just to the east of Dixonville. If you're at Sellersville, large hail up to the size of a quarter possible as this storm continues moving in. Same thing at McClellan, Beelandville, areas near Alaflora, and also Roberts, Parker Springs. The State Lake is out here. You got the Escambia County Fishing Lake near Parker Springs. Large hail, damaging winds possible over the next few minutes. Here's Covington County. Very heavy rain across the county. Quite a bit of lightning. You can see 174 strikes of lightning just in the last 5 to 10 minutes across parts of Covington County. But the good news is the line of storms appears to have become a little bit more scattered in nature, if you will. If we put the radar into motion, I think you'll get a better vantage point of that in action. Because again, watch what happens. You see this initial line of storms that's now moving into Coffee and Geneva counties. Still going to have gusty winds, maybe some small hail, but in Covington County, the weather it's bad, but it's not as bad as in other areas across our region. Same thing in the northern part up here, coming into areas near Luverne, and really ultimately in the next 15 minutes, Troy or so. No warning out for Pike County as of 5:15 a.m., but could have some gusty winds and very heavy rain in Troy over the next little bit. Let's go back over to my MacBook. This is going to be, wow, where is that from? That's from, okay, yeah. Tell you what, if we could, I don't think that computer, where was that? She sent it to me, okay. Well, tell you what, take my MacBook full so I can show this. This is hail that happened at Niceville. This is from Jesse Mason. For those of you that don't know, Jesse is the network administrator of the Okaloosa County television service that Red Zone Weather is featured on every single day. And Jesse sent this. That is what appears to be nickel to quarter size hail in Niceville. That happened about 45 minutes ago in one of the storms that moved through. So we certainly want to thank Jesse for that photo from Niceville. And tell you what, if you'll take me back over to LD1, let's go back over to the radar. Can you tell me, was that my personal Facebook? The personal Facebook, okay. You know, we got Instagram, we got the personal Facebook, we got the Red Zone weather page, we got all kinds of platforms, and sometimes it gets a little hectic around here. I apologize for that. But we certainly want to thank you for all of the photos. Okay. Yeah, I see it. Here it is. Wow. Take my MacBook full. This is from Alyssa Finley Hart. Got a new flash flood warning to tell you about. We'll tell you about that in a minute. Look at that. That is not good, obviously. This is the type of hail damage that you're getting across some of these storms, really across the region. Now, this happened in Orange Beach, and this was because of tennis ball-sized hail. But nonetheless, you could have hail damage just like this in some of these stronger storms that are currently moving by our region. That is quite unbelievable. That is something that you rarely ever see in the southern part of Alabama and northwest Florida. Again, that happened in Orange Beach. Let's go back over to LD1. Thanks for highlighting that, Bruce. That is an incredible photo there that we're going to put on Facebook. I tell you, Alyssa has been a godsend over the years. She went through the brunt of Hurricane Sally there in Orange Beach, and she and her family are wonderful folks. They operate a store there at the wharf, and we certainly want to thank Alyssa for that photo of all the hail damage. Tell you what, take my MacBook full again, because here's another one. This is some of the wind and look, this is a, not a well-built structure, but nonetheless, you're getting wind damage like this. This is an umbrella that's been damaged by straight line winds down in Orange Beach as well. So again, thanks to Alyssa Finley Hart for that view. Back over to LD1. And again, let me stress, I know I've said it 500 times this morning, but if your power is out, let us know in the comments below. That is immensely helpful and something that is just so helpful. So please let us know if your power's out. And when you do that, you got to let us know where you are. I have no idea where most folks are watching from. If you're a longtime viewer, I may have some idea. But again, let us know where you are and your generalized location of where you're watching from. Let's go back over to the iPad, because we're tracking a suspicious cell in Santa Rosa County coming into Pace right there. I just got a message actually from Wyatt H on Twitter. Downburst 2 miles west-southwest. So let's see. West-southwest of Gonzales. So he's going to be right about there under my finger. And this is going to be because of that. All right. This is a likely more intense part of this squall line coming into Pace. And Wyatt H is estimating winds at about 60 miles per hour. To be a severe thunderstorm, winds in a thunderstorm have to be at least 58 miles per hour. So I wouldn't be shocked in the least if his damage estimation is on point. Again, just looking at some of these reports on Twitter, and I tell you, this hail damage is just unreal across the region. While we ingest some more data, let me also give a big shout out to our friends at the Weather Service in Mobile. They have done a phenomenal job, not only tonight, but over the last few years, of being sensitive to the false alarm ratio. This is a conversation that my business partner Bruce and I have all the time. Some of these Weather Service offices in other parts of the country are what I call trigger happy. They'll issue a tornado warning at the drop of a hat. And it's good to detect all tornadoes. We want the probability of detection, or POD, to be at 100%. But we want the FAR, which is the false alarm ratio, to be at 0%. And NWS Mobile has made tremendous strides, particularly over the last year, but in recent years, of not issuing these tornado warnings for these spin-up type tornadoes that can happen in these storms. And look, here's a situation kind of highlighting that. That is an area of rotation. There's no doubt about it. That storm over central Santa Rosa County is rotating. It may even be producing a brief spin-up tornado. That is possible in severe thunderstorms that are moving across our region. But it almost would be pointless to issue a tornado warning, because this thing, I guarantee you, in the next 2 frames, is going to be gone. That's the nature of tornadoes in these squall lines. They'll ramp up, for literally a minute or less and then go away. So what's the point of issuing a tornado warning? It's not helpful. Blanket the area in severe thunderstorm warnings, just as NWS Mobile has done, and it provides that warning without going to the highest level that you want to reserve for the more pronounced tornado threats. Now, don't get me wrong. NWS Mobile is going to issue that tornado warning if they believe. Let's go back over to LD1. If they believe there's a tornado down, make no mistake. I know some of the folks down there pretty well. They're going to issue the warnings if need be, but I just want to commend them. This false alarm ratio across the nation is out of control, and they've done a good job to try to combat that. So again, strongest part of this line of storms is currently moving through Santa Rosa, Escambia, and Baldwin counties here. Baldwin County, Alabama, Escambia County, Florida, Santa Rosa County, Florida. Large hail up to the size of quarters possible over the next few minutes in the Pensacola metro. Same thing in terms of the damaging wind risk. You may have up to 70 and 80 mile per hour wind gusts capable of knocking down a few trees. Now, I'm not saying we're going to have, hurricane force winds for 5 to 10 minutes. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that you can have those gusts that high that can quickly knock down trees. And particularly if you live in a trailer or mobile home and you got trees around you, you got to be aware of that, because we've already had at least one report of a mobile home that was substantially impacted by a tree coming down through it back in Clark County earlier. Let's zoom into the storm in northern Santa Rosa County. This is Florida State Highway 4 right here, Florida State Highway 87 here, and 89 is right here. This part of this squall line has really ramped up. And for those of you familiar with this area, you know that you've got Berrydale right here. Just to the east of Berrydale, you pass by the Berrydale Forestry Center, which was a prison type thing just to the east of Berrydale. Go a little bit farther down the road, if you look to your right, if you're traveling to the east, you see that big radar dish that's a part of the Whiting Field network. Go a little bit farther to the east, you got Munson. You got the country store there at Munson. At the intersection near the Seedling facility. All those areas about to have potentially large hail up to the size of a quarter, in addition to damaging straight line winds. And at 5:30, what we'll do is a reset across the region, and at 6 o'clock, if we do not have tornado warnings, we will go off the Facebook live stream and continue our coverage in the Red Zone Weather app. Because again, I'm encouraged that probably what is going to happen after 6 o'clock, I suspect that the severe weather risk across our region is going to go down, perhaps not to zero, but it's going to be a lot lower. These storms have worked over the atmosphere, which is what we like to see. Back behind this line of storms, I should say, lots of heavy rain continues, and that's what we like to see as well. Because again, if you got heavy rain behind the storms, you can't really see these pop-up storms that morph into supercells. That's what we don't want to see. A supercell storm is what caused that intense hail damage earlier down at Orange Beach. But again, let's zoom into the Pensacola Metro, now under the gun from this severe thunderstorm. This looks like a blob of spilled paint. I know that. I wish I had, sky cams on every corner, but we don't have that luxury as it's still dark outside. But I can tell you, if you are in Pensacola or areas near Ferry Pass, the campus of the University of West Florida, Scenic Highway, also areas out here near Cantonment, Tate High School, Gonzales, also areas near Car City, Warrington, NAS Pensacola, downtown Pensacola near the Wahoo Stadium. All those areas that I just called out could have trees down, could have large hail over the next 5 to 10 minutes as this line of storms moves in from the northwest. We can also give a few more all clear messages at this point. If you are in Fairhope or points north, Daphne, Montrose, Spanish Fort will give you a severe weather risk temporary all clear. The threat has now passed to your south. Same thing at Mobile, same thing at Saraland, Creola, Pritchard, also areas near Axis, Calvert, back over to Citronelle, Wilmer, back down to Big Creek Lake and areas near Baker High School in Mobile County. All those areas, it looks like your severe weather risk is now much lower. I tell you, we're going to have to watch these storms back in George County and really Stone and Harrison counties back here in Mississippi. Could have some hail involved with that as well, smaller hail I should add, and maybe gusty winds. But the good thing I'm noting is that NWS New Orleans does not have any warnings associated with that part of the line. They do have a severe thunderstorm warning in place for Metro New Orleans extending over to Slidell, but this line of storms in southern Mississippi is probably going to do this number and move out over the northern Gulf of Mexico. So that is what's happening with that. You're watching the comments very diligently, I see. What is going on in the comments? Hail? Yeah, I tell you, we've had power outages left and right, unfortunately, with this system, and it's not over yet. I suspect that more may be on the way, particularly in northwest Florida. By the way, if you are watching in northern Escambia County, Florida, it would be helpful to know, particularly if your power is out. And the reason I'm saying that, we haven't seen a lot of comments from northern Escambia, Florida, in through here of power being out. So if your power's out in northern Escambia County, Florida, please let us know. By the way, you're hearing thunder in the background. We'll zoom into our local area, and I say our local area, the entirety of our area is our local area, but this is our hyper-local area where I am in Brewton, Alabama. And the core of this thunderstorm has now passed Brewton to the east. This is now coming into areas near Alaflora and County Highway 4 out here towards Bradley, Roberts, Boykin, and Dixie. Could have damaging straight line winds and also large hail in those areas. Numerous vehicles have been damaged near the Alabama beaches this morning by baseball plus sized hail. Again, we want to thank Alyssa Finley Hart for sharing that dramatic photo that we showed you a bit ago. In fact, if you can take my MacBook full, I want to show that in fact, let's wait a second. It's 5:29. We're going to have a ton more people waking up at 5:30. Alarms are about to go off in terms of waking folks up, so we'll wait to show that. But again, as of 5:29 a.m., we continue to monitor a very serious situation now happening from Brewton, extending down into Santa Rosa County, areas near the Pensacola Metro, extending into southern Baldwin County as well, with that severe thunderstorm warning that continues. Yeah, and we're getting more videos in of this dramatic hail that is happening across the region. All right, it is now 6:30 in the east, 3:30 in the west, and 5:30 here in South Alabama and Northwest Florida, where we continue to track severe thunderstorms moving across our region from west to east. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson, joined alongside executive producer Bruce Thompson. And the first thing we need to do this morning is let you know who is involved in a severe thunderstorm warning. Some good news to pass along. If you are in Conecuh, Butler, Covington, northern Covington, or Crenshaw counties, you are now without a severe thunderstorm warning. Those storms have weakened to below severe limits, and the Weather Service has opted to cancel the severe thunderstorm warning that was in place for much of Covington County and points north, including Crenshaw, Butler, and also areas to the west here in Conecuh County. So again, those four counties are now without a warning, at least the northern part of Covington. A severe thunderstorm warning does continue until 6:15 for all parts of Coffee County over here in southeast Alabama. That includes Elba, Enterprise, also areas coming into Ozark. That's where the line of storms is right now in southeast Alabama. But the reason we are here is for our folks in northwest Florida, Escambia County, southern Covington County, and also southern Baldwin County. Those areas under the gun from a strong to severe line of thunderstorms capable of knocking down trees, producing large hail, and that line of storms continues to work its way to the southeast. Current time is now 5:31. This warning is on the board until 5:45. You're going to get a continuation of that. There will be a new severe thunderstorm warning likely issued around 5:45 when this one goes off the board. Let's turn on the radar and show you exactly what's happening, because again, these storms mean business. Lots of lightning, lots of thunder, very heavy rain extending from Brewton down Florida State Highway 87 to Milton, Pace, Pensacola, coming into areas near Gulf Breeze, Pensacola Beach, Warrington, NAS Pensacola, also coming into Perdido Key, areas near Orange Beach, Foley, Gulf Shores. Very heavy rain continues in those areas. We'll put this in motion for you so that you can see. Again, the northern extent of this line has really kind of faded out and moved over into southeast Alabama. No severe thunderstorm warning at this time for Pike County, Lots of folks in our region have sons and daughters that attend Troy University, but right now, good news, there is no warning out for Troy University or any part of the city of Troy or Pike County. Same thing in Conecuh, much of northern Covington, Butler, and Crenshaw counties. The warnings there are gone, and your severe weather risk in those areas specifically is now much lower. Let's work the line from north to south this time. We're hearing a lot of thunder at our studio location here in Brewton, Alabama, but the core of the heavy rain has now moved into the eastern part of the county, near Boykin, near Damascus, coming into areas near Rock Creek Nursery, back over to Parker Springs, and also Roberts, and areas near Sellersville. This is eastern Escambia County, Alabama. You see that area of purple? That could be an area of larger hail that's happening between Beelandville and Munson. Could have damaging winds in that area as well. That's going to be an issue for areas near Hurricane Lake and also Blackman, Good Hope, Baker, and also areas out here in the state forest, all right, which is the Blackwater River State Forest in through here. That's the Santa Rosa, Okaloosa County line. If you are at Hurricane Lake, I know this time of year particularly, we have a lot of folks who travel to Hurricane Lake in RVs or motorhomes. You got to be in a safe structure. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning. If you're at Hurricane Lake, we would encourage you to be in a site-built structure and especially around areas like Hurricane Lake. Let's go back over to our storm here in Milton. Could have some large hail coming into areas near Point Baker, Whiting Field, back down to Milton over the next 5 minutes, as the core of this is actually out near Central High School in Allentown, coming into areas like Point Baker. In fact, you just saw the new scan on radar right now. We'll go back over to our storm in Pensacola, and I say go back over to our storm. What I mean is we're working our line from north to south, and this is very heavy rainfall. I mean, these are just torrential, tropical downpours of rain happening across the Pensacola Metro. There is no part of the Pensacola Metro that does not have heavy rain and lots of lightning at this point. It is across the metro area right now, extending from Scenic Highway and Pensacola Bay all the way back over to areas out near Beulah and Belleville, here near the Perdido River near Seminole. Same thing in southern Baldwin County. Those areas that got absolutely pelted with baseball-sized hail and in some cases tennis ball-sized hail near Orange Beach earlier, about to get it again in terms of very heavy rain and lots of lightning in southern Baldwin County. Let me also mention for our good folks watching in Okaloosa County, Destin, Niceville, Fort Walton Beach. You are okay right now, but you are under a severe thunderstorm warning because of this line of storms back here currently in Santa Rosa County that's going to be pushing into your area in about 20 to 30 minutes. Take me back over to LD2 and we'll show you the state view across the region. Let's take down the banner and show the wide view of what's happening, because we have seen an MCS. What is an MCS? It is a mesoscale convective system. They are so common this time of year and really extending into summer, but you get these squall lines and areas of very heavy rain. Very important, I should add, for local farmers to provide rain this time of year, these MCS type events. And the good news is, it looks like what's happening, you've got squall line number 1 moving through our northwest Florida and south central Alabama counties right now. You've also got a separate squall line back in through here in southeast Mississippi that is currently moving into, in fact, take me back over to LD1 and we'll show that other squall line just to our west. Here's Biloxi, you got Pascagoula right here. This is Jackson County, Harrison County is here. This is Interstate 10 coming into New Orleans that continues to be under a severe thunderstorm warning. There is no warning out at this point for George, Jackson, or areas here in Harrison County, Mississippi. That is a good thing, and I'm encouraged by that because NWS New Orleans has chosen not to issue a severe thunderstorm warning. So in their assessment, what they believe is that this line of storms is not as strong as what is currently pushing through our area, extending from areas near Brooklyn all the way back down to Munson, to Milton, Pensacola, Foley, and Orange Beach. Coming up on 5:38 a.m., Bruce, see anything in the way of damage that we need to pass along? All right. Again, current time is 5:38 a.m. and we are watching a line of storms that has moved across the entire region. I see we've got an update from the Weather Service. I want to read this to you verbatim if I can from our NWS chat system. NWS chat is our direct line of communication with our partners at the National Weather Service in Mobile. And they are saying, first line of strong to severe thunderstorms continues to push east across south central Alabama and northwest Florida with wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Second line continues over southeast Mississippi, extending back into Louisiana. This second line appears to be limited to our coastal counties as it continues to push eastward and really southeastward. These storms may become severe as they push eastward this morning, posing a threat for damaging winds. So what that means is the Weather Service is monitoring this second line of storms to see if they are going to become severe. At this point, these storms are technically below severe limits. These are the storms that really mean business, and these are the ones that have produced confirmed damage back here in Clark and Monroe counties. You know, it's so early in the morning that we probably have not heard the extent of the damage that has happened across our region. In fact, just like that, I've actually got a new damage report. In fact, this was actually passed along about an hour ago, actually. Power outages throughout the entirety of Clark County. I've had numerous reports from Clark County of trees being down, and also I see this report of several homes have large pine trees through them near the Windsorwood subdivision. So near Windsorwood, several large pine trees through houses in West Alabama. I tell you, West Alabama has really had a time over the last few weeks. If you remember back on that first major severe weather event that we had back on March the 17th, St. Patrick's Day, your tornado warnings were in through here, Choctaw, Marengo, Clark, and Washington. Same areas have been hammered tonight and really the last few hours with trees coming down, lots of damage, even power lines confirmed down in those same areas. Seeing, just glancing down at the comments here on Facebook Live, we've got no power in Cantonment. Seeing several reports also of power being out in areas near Atmore. Got a tree down on Highway 29 between Muskogee and Kingsfield going south. And you know, it's important to mention that if you can help it, we don't want you out on the road if you're involved in this severe thunderstorm warning. I see in the comments we got folks traveling. Please stay off the roads if it is absolutely possible. If you have to go to work on this Saturday morning, maybe you're headed to work, say around 6 o'clock. I would consider delaying by an hour if you're in Northwest Florida in this severe thunderstorm warning, just because these storms have a history of producing damage. And the last thing that I want to hear about tonight is a tree coming down on a car. That happens in severe weather events across the nation, unfortunately. Please stay off the roads if you can help it. By the way, let's go back, let's turn off our radar for a second, because we do have a new flash flood warning, and that is going to be valid until 11:45 a.m. And this is going to be for southern Baldwin, southern Escambia, and southern Santa Rosa County. So as if we didn't have enough problems going on this morning, a flash flood warning is now in effect for those areas, basically say from Daphne back up to Loxley, over to Gateswood, up to Molino, over to Munson, points south, down to the Alabama and Northwest Florida beaches, now involved in a flash flood warning, in addition to the severe thunderstorm warning that continues for all of the areas shaded in orange, basically from Gulf Shores and Orange Beach over to Pensacola, Milton, back up to Roberts. Let's turn on the radar data. And again, coming up on 6 a.m., the good news is, we have not had a tornado warning tonight. Now, unfortunately, that may not matter that much because damage is widespread, but we haven't had a tornado confirmed across the region, and we hadn't had a tornado warning, so that certainly is a good thing as we continue to track this vicious line of thunderstorms working its way to the south. And again, the good news is, let's put this in motion. This thing is going to be out of our region. This has got to cross Okaloosa County, but this initial line of thunderstorms, you're hearing the thunder in the background there, this is going to be out of our area in about an hour. So current time is 5:43 a.m. This is going to be out of here by 7 o'clock, and then our focus will shift to this secondary line of storms back here in southeast Mississippi. And again, the Weather Service in Mobile is noting that they're really monitoring the northern end of this second line of storms, as this could be severe potentially as it comes into Mobile and Baldwin County. So unfortunately, can't give you an all clear just yet, complete all clear that is, for parts of Mobile and Baldwin, as you may have another round of strong to severe storms over the next few hours. It's not over just yet, but we're keeping you posted every step of the way, not only here on Facebook Live. You got the rolling warning feed going in the Red Zone Weather app, and I see that we've got a new warning. This is going to be a new severe thunderstorm warning. And so what's happening here, the old warning, let's actually take off the radar data so I can show you this. This is the old warning, this is the new warning. You see this new polygon popping up on your screen. In a few seconds, in about 30 seconds, this old warning is going to go off the board, and I'll be able to more clearly articulate who is in this new severe thunderstorm warning. And again, this is in effect because of damaging straight line winds that have toppled numerous trees across the region, particularly back over West Alabama. And we have had more hail photos tonight from across our region than at any point over the last 5 years. This has no doubt, there's no doubt in my mind, we have had more confirmed reports of hail across our region than at any point over the last 5 years. And sometimes, you know, hail really can mean business if it starts damaging things. I'll show you a picture in just a minute that's just going to blow your mind if you haven't seen it, of hail damage that happened in Orange Beach. But first, let's talk about this new severe thunderstorm warning. Southern Covington, areas near Rome, Florala, Lockhart, Red Oak, Green Bay involved in this severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be on the board until 6:45 a.m. The entirety of Okaloosa County. If you are in Okaloosa County, Florida, you are now involved in a severe thunderstorm warning until 6:45 local time. That includes Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Mary Esther, Crestview, Eglin Air Force Base, Baker, also areas near Holt, Harold, back up to Laurel Hill, Hurricane Lake, Escambia Farms, also involved in that severe thunderstorm warning. Parts of Santa Rosa County under the gun from severe thunderstorms. Munson, areas near Harold. You've also got Navarre, Gulf Breeze, Mulat, areas near Milton. Severe thunderstorm warning for you till 6:45. Same thing, the Pensacola Metro. Now particularly downtown, extending back to NAS and Warrington, and southern Baldwin County. Orange Beach, Gulf Shores. Severe thunderstorm warning for you until 6:45. We'll turn the radar data back on and check this out. Let's actually go back over to LD2. These storms coming into Gulf Breeze and Navarre are particularly intense. You can see that there. Look at the darker colors you see in through here with squall line number 1 compared to these lighter colors in squall line number 2. Now, don't get me wrong, this is still a hefty storm back here coming into Mobile County, but no doubt these storms in Santa Rosa County mean business. Go back over to LD1. So let's, there we go. And again, here's Interstate 10, just to set the scene. This is southern Santa Rosa County. This is East Bay right here. This is Pensacola Bay. This thicker line is Interstate 10. Okaloosa County is here. And so if you're in Muddy Ford, if you're in Navarre, areas out here near the Gulf Breeze Zoo, Oriole Beach, Gulf Breeze, those areas about to be under the gun from this severe thunderstorm. Could have some hail, no doubt about it. Could have some large hail up to the size of a quarter near Holt, near Metz Lookout Tower. I know most of the folks watching are going to think, what in the world is the Metz Lookout Tower? That is actually a part of Eglin Air Force Base. Eglin includes all this land north of Ocean City and north of the Valparaiso Airport out here. This is federal government property, but if you're perhaps watching from Eglin Air Force Base near the Mets Lookout Tower, you are involved in a severe thunderstorm warning due to the potential for large hail and damaging winds. Let's go back to our friends in southern Baldwin County, because technically if you are in Foley, you are now out of the severe thunderstorm warning, but I realize the weather is still absolutely horrendous where you are. Very heavy rain, lots of lightning, but the convective risk is now clearly at Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, and Perdido Beach. You got the Floribama and the Caribe Resort right there. That's the pass. You go a little bit farther to the east, you get to Ono Island and Perdido Key right in through here. If you are at Ono Island, and I know we got a lot of Red Zone folks who watch at Ono Island, very heavy rain, probably are hearing some hailstones falling on your roofs right now at Ono Island, as this intense line of storms continues pushing to the east. I'll tell you what, I want to show this this photo one more time if we can, Bruce. Let me take that full screen. There we go. Let's go to my MacBook. This is from, and I apologize, I can't remember who this is from. This is from Walnut Hill, though. I do remember this was Walnut Hill, and this is the type of hail that these storms in southern Covington, coming into Okaloosa, Santa Rosa, southern Escambia, and southern Baldwin are producing. Penny to quarter size hail that looks just like that. Let's go back over to LD1, and I want to show this very dramatic hail photo from Alyssa Finley Hart one more time. I think I posted it on our Facebook feed, because look at that. This is extreme hail damage that has happened in Orange Beach. And I mean, that is just unbelievable damage due to tennis ball and baseball sized hail. Some of the storms producing damage just like that. Back over to LD1 one final time. Our plan of action over the next hour, we are going to continue to monitor storms that are coming into Okaloosa County. If you are in Baker, if you are in Crestview, areas near Escambia Farms, Blackman, Campton, Auburn, the weather is about to get pretty rough in terms of very heavy rain, lots of lightning. Could have some hail over the next few minutes coming into areas out here near Crestview. This is US Highway 90 right here. This is Interstate 10. That's Florida State Highway 4. And of course, Florida State Highway 85 right here. If you live near any of those roads near Crestview, about 20 minutes from now, very heavy rain, could have some hail in addition to damaging straight line winds. And again, from Navarre over to Destin, this is the zone that will be next from these severe thunderstorms. We're going to continue to watch storms across the region over the next hour, and our next focus is going to be this next round of storms back here, extending from northern Mobile County back down to Biloxi and ultimately New Orleans, because some of these storms may become severe. Now keep in mind, those are going to be a particular concern for Mobile, Baldwin, Escambia, Santa Rosa, and Okaloosa counties. In other words, all the coastal counties here could have round number 2 just this morning. But we're optimistic. Later this morning into the early afternoon hours, all of this nasty weather will be gone by the time we get to 2 p.m. We will have clearing skies most likely by 2 p.m. and maybe some sunshine by the end of the day. Again, tracking severe storms moving into Okaloosa County now from Santa Rosa County. Weather taking a turn for the worse near Navarre. Hail, damaging wind gusts possible in addition to very heavy rain. More updates coming in the Red Zone Weather app as we continue to track what has been a significant, widespread severe weather event across our region. On behalf of Bruce Thompson and all of us here at Red Zone Group LLC, I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson saying goodbye for now. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I'll try to get to those in just a little bit.